Wow, so now we're vlogging every day until we become a millionaire day two, okay? Because my day one's where you at. Was you there day one? I've been vlogging. I've been videoing for a minute, so we're just gonna call them day ones, right? So day two, I just heard this little bit of the flow, and I can't even listen to no more of this song because I can hear XXX Tension. I can hear it. I can hear the flow. That's why I had to like these. First, like this one. I mean, it's real, almost the complete same flow. Yes, it is. And if you say otherwise, you in denial. Because I had to like, who's you talking to, man, bro? You is in denial. And did you hear that Kendrick had his formation at the Super Bowl in the X for a reason? And do you know about Knife Talk? Like, I'm almost snitching, but I might as well do it here because it's a tarot channel and I got the universe going to snitch on you anyway, which is amazing and cool. Might as well tell y'all. But it's in the song. It's in Knife Talk. But guess what's else in that song, though? Look Alive and Search and Rescue. And if they hadn't have fucked up on the brand, I might have got rich and got a Tesla. You feel me? Cheat. But no, I ain't getting one of those anymore. But maybe that other car. Man, did you know they can make water fall from the sky, but the sky is right next to you as in the air? Did you know they have machines that can create a box of water? I saved the screenshot, and it was created by a black person. What? Say yes. But here we is, because day two of vlogging to become a millionaire. Because this man is a part of the Six. Always shouts out the Six. He's from Canada. But if you look up Canada, there really is no Six. But guess Zone 6 is also Atlanta ATL. Gucci. I got some hoes from the Six, and they even definitely 21 Savage and even Sexy Red. Now the things about me is that sometimes we go on this thing called a tangent, and if you want to know what a tangent is when you go from subject to subject. But hey, we're gonna work with it because I love Sexy Red. I be defending her. But the only thing is like, is y'all trying to play people or nah? But I guess I'm gonna go with nah, because if I'm rolling with Drake, like he on my team, like dab it up, bro. That's my home. We day ones. That's day ones, okay? She got a tattoo in the back of her leg that's questionable. But hey, I knew she was gonna be hot because before she was even hot, I was listening to her music. I had found like one or two songs and like went through like a whole playlist, and that's rare. Usually like you go back to your music. I was like, let me check this out. And then she blew up like months after that. Like that Slept Me Out remix is good. I don't know. Maybe that's when I first saw her. And that was right. That's her like going up. That's her takeoff. That's her climbing the roller coaster. Although she's been on like that making my way downtown, walking down. She made that in 2015. And so it doesn't get lost in the thoughts. I wonder if some people like Little Peep or something is totally white, or maybe he's an octoroon or something like that. Because there's an era of time I had to be like wondering like, why did this happen? Like, it's this flow. Okay, so the only person I could show you an interview with Trippie Redd said like the only person still around from this time in this era is him, and it's like, why were these people all like? There's him, like there's Trippie Redd, Juice, Triple X or XXX or XXX Tension, but there's like an accent. There's like a way to say it right. Little Peep, Mac Miller, and some others, but most of those people, a lot of those people passed away. Okay, like there's like Trippie Redd and Ski Mask left. Okay, so just like what was going on? I think it's like 2015, 2017 era. Maybe 2015, 2019. But did y'all know in 2019 a rehumanization lawsuit was filed, which is reparations, right? And it was against the state of Donald Trump. And then who's in office against Trump? And what about 2020? 2020 is about having good vision, right? But also 2020, y'all know we was in that lockdown shit, right? Y'all remember 2020? And it almost felt like a time warp because this is the most mushed together 5 years I've ever experienced in my life. Like everything else, you have like a specific year, but what happened in 22 and 23 and 24 for real? Like, where are those years at? Even 21, just gone, ghosts. But anyways, there are other eras that are really splendid. Like, some people specifically say 2013 through 2019 was an era, or some people like the era right before that, like say early 2000s till 2014 or 2012 or something. But I just heard I've seen a video before where they made it was a very damning compilation. They took all these songs that were out before Drake made hit songs, and they sound like identical. But there's so many songs we love with Drake. Like, we can't forget all the songs he's given us, you know, like with the beef. And so maybe, okay, with the God's plan, if you guys are watching this, and let's get to the plan part, because other people that have fucked up, and he worked with them, Versace is Migos, okay? Y'all need to see the Migos video, Messy. In the video, Messy, it shows Quavo and Takeoff in a hotel, like around, not a hotel, but in like a haunted house on the day of Halloween, and Takeoff's last day on earth was Halloween, and that video was directed by Quavo, and it's like he's telling us some shit without telling us. And soon after Takeoff's death, QC was sold, and QC actually stands for quality control, and guess what Motown meetings were called? Quality control. Okay, so it's like this loop that all connects us, because in the last big song before Migos ended permanently, you know, because of death, but Messy wasn't a big song. Messy had a different vibe. I've been a Migos fan since like 2013. You can ask people who like really know me. Like, before it was cool, they was my group before they was cool. They, and that's why, maybe that's one reason 2 Chainz got a album called like Pretty Girls Like Trap Music or something, because maybe there's a lot of us. But thank you if you agree. But what we are saying is, and you know it's true, or maybe you don't, maybe egos. But anyways, I liked Migos for a long time, and I can tell you they're different. Like, I was just arguing, and I screenshot so much stuff. I was telling people that Offset changed, because this, it's like an F-boy. Like, before he used to sing, he got some F-boy energy right now. Like, why did you send your sex tape to Cardi's new man? That's some low dog shit. And he also said, oh, she gonna walk when I bark, or she gonna bark when I tell her to, or some shit after. And like he said that like in 24, like last year he said some shit like that. He made merchandise with it. All the lyrics you have, you gonna put some, she gonna do what I tell her to on your merchandise. Let me say it better. Offset got a lot of lyrics he can quote himself with. He decided to quote himself saying something disrespectful to Cardi, the woman you made your wife but yet always cheat on, saying like you got her on a leash or something like that. Like, that's so grimy. Like, oh, I could do anything I want. Ew. I mean, it's just like, y'all feel me? Like, there's endless. There's hundreds of other lyrics Offset could have chosen. Hundreds. He could have said something besides, I got this bitch on a leash, or something like that, or she gonna bark when I tell her to, or something gay after I've had all these scandals. So that's one incident. And also, the Migos Messy video is actually with like few in them or something, because they wasn't really calling themselves Migos anymore, because Offset had left. But you can get into spiritual readers where it's like spiritual stuff going on, y'all. That's what I'm telling you on the Messy video. It's like Offset had to show us the spiritual stuff even more. And I wish I had $1 so I could show y'all like the back of $1 and how this all relates. But you know what you could look up? You could look up Young Dolph's song, Talking to My Scales. Because in that song, he says, if I sacrifice myself, will I go to hell? Okay? And in that video, all the symbolism, the pyramid, the dollar sign, the pyramid and the eye. Okay? Because y'all have to get the heads up, because they have this thing called UN Agenda 2030, and what they want to do is harm a bunch of people by 2030. And it's so real. One time I was out at the beach telling people, and I met a guy in the CIA, and he was like, kind of blew me off at first, but not really, because he know the energy. He's been in the CIA. So like, I be going up to people and telling them information. He's like, y'all have no idea what's going on, yo. You don't even know they're trying to kill off millions of people. And I'm like, yo, actually, I do. That's exactly what I want to tell people. You know? Do y'all know? But look, when XXX died, I wish I could say his name right, so I'll work on my accent. XXXTentacion. Maybe gotta hear it a few times. I've heard it a few times, but you know, repeat it, hear it. And look, the alarm going off. So I told y'all how Kendrick had the X formation when he did the Super Bowl this year, trying to say like some secrets. And I told y'all, I think they were trying to say at the trial that maybe the people got paid. And I said you can listen to Knife Talk. And okay, so you know people would do. You can't be talking about people's mama. Damn, on his mama he's serious, but he's so serious about his mama. He said on Look Alive, it's 10:44. I put that shit on my mama. I told him that we put this shit behind us, but I lied. Okay, cause look who I'm around, man. If I fuck up, I'ma be downtown, man. Folk. That's if I get caught. Okay, because he's half Jewish, half black. But if you're half of something, if you're half black, according to America and God, you are black, okay? And there's all these evidence, let's look. Oh my gosh, wow. How in the world we get Egypt and Harriet when I open this book today, right now? That's crazy. That's crazy. Whoa. Now they're trying to say Harriet don't exist, and that was in my last video. But they would tell people how the people look like they were describing them. Like, the last cruel beating maddened him almost to desperation, especially when he remembered how he had been compelled to work hard night and day under Matthews. Then, too, Peter had a wife whom his master prevented him from visiting. This was not among the least offenses which Pete charged his master. Fully bent on leaving, the following Sunday was fixed on him, to which commence his journey. So this book is called The Underground Railroads, and it's by William Still, and it's actually a collection of what happened, because and they call it No Way Moses. This is what we're seeing on the pages right now. Like, Harriet Tubman was called Moses, but also Moses is biblical, because we see Harriet Tubman had been there Moses, but not in that Andrew. I heard Andrew Johnson or Jackson was a bad person. I remember being like in 3rd grade, and my mom was like, I don't like that president. Yeah, he was rolling slaves. They really never tell us anything. I didn't learn most stuff about this until college, and I'm so thankful because the first class I really stood out, I took this class called Black Psychology, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here right now. Started this whole path. They tell you so much in that class. I took a college class called Black Psychology. Okay, and that's why I switched me. See, a chestnut color, but they didn't always have. The civilization, religion, and customs under which Robert and his companions had been raised were, he thought, very wicked. You know? And they anticipated better days in Canada. And they were sent on their way with clothing, money, and food, rejoicing. And then this man said, Sir, I send you this to inform you that I expect my wife to come that way. If she should, you will direct her to me. Like, they wanted to get back with their loved ones. Because it's slavery. They would tell you, like, oh my God, they were so mean to people. They were so mean to people. So, day 2 of vlogging. I'm listening to 22 seconds, and I don't want to listen to the rest of this. But it's important that the Egyptians are black, because ancient Egypt was so long ago, right? Like 2,000 years ago, right? And if you have just half a black parent, you could look white, right? So, if the ancient Egyptians are black, they need to stop treating black people like crap. And that includes the half black people and the quarter black people. And they're different than the rest of y'all. Like, some of them blend into white people. They are not as racist at their core as white people. So we should see 2 things. We should see the Asian lady video. I mean, she has a name, duh. But it's just so good. because she was like, white people just can't live with black people. Like, they have, like, right now they have this word where they're saying black fatigue, and they're trying to be like, oh, we're tired of black people. And then some black people are so dumb enough that they'll be like, oh, we agree. And then they'll be like, well, I saw somebody specify, they were like, oh, well, we mean the ghetto behavior. And first of all, that's how you know they can't take what one of some people's favorite words is for shit. They can't take accountability for because how you mad at ghetto behavior, but you're the reason ghetto behavior exists. And first of all, people don't have to be quiet. You always be like, oh, we mad, they loud. Shut the fuck up. People can be loud if they want to, yo. If you don't like sound, wear like noise proof, get in your noise proof something, or stay in your house. People can be loud if they fucking want to. Like, y'all is uncouth trying to tell people you mad at ghetto behavior, but you're not mad at how they didn't pay these people and then force them to live in the ghettos and overcrowded because y'all don't know shit. Y'all don't read shit. You feel me? They don't know shit but always have an opinion. Like, black people being laughing with the white people who's tired of them. Like, y'all look so fucking foolish. But yeah, the woman who is of Asian descent, she was saying how it's just basically, as we've seen for hundreds of years, white people just can't live with black people. And I saw a guy on video and he said, what do you do with two children who can't behave or don't know how to get along? You separate them. So yes, this is what it is. And you know what? It goes so deep. There's a page by Mr. Krim 3. Y'all should look him up. He's got a lot of history facts, black history facts. A lot of black history facts. MAGA in many languages means lie and demon, and DEI means God. Okay? And they show you in movies God's black. Okay? So even in the 90s when they was barely showing black people, they would hire like Morgan Freeman or somebody to play God. They actually show a lot of things hidden in movies. So why is this about, like, are the Egyptians black or not? Because if we can look up King Tut's chair and we see black people on the chair, black skinned people with afros are on the chair. If you don't know what the artifact is, or we say, what are this? Or we say, what race are these people? Y'all gonna say black. It's when you find out they're Egyptian. That's what the people rename them. That's not what they call themselves. They call themselves Komati. But when you're calling them Egyptian and stuff, you're gonna think they're black until you realize, oh, that means I have to respect black people. Okay, because this is what y'all want to disrespect black people. But these people look just like the people in the Nilotic area right now. So I found this song with Drake by typing KMT, because when you translate the hieroglyphs, that's what it is, KMT. And I found this song, right? And in this song, Drake sounds exactly like X, and I didn't like it. I don't want to hear any more because I know what's going on with them, right? But listen to the flow. It's identical if you've heard any of XXX's music. But I guess XXX said something bad about his mama, and that's what happened. And so, as I repeat, he also said on his mama, we got to go, right? Or basically, or Tootsie Slide Dakota, like, we didn't forget y'all racist. Y'all shouldn't forget, because everybody knows MLK Jr., right? But did you know that they wasn't giving, like, black people breaks, and they was like making them sit in the hot sun and not in the shade and all kinds of stuff? Like, the way they be mean to black people is crazy. And if you just even a little light skinned, they it's still mean to you, okay? Because they have, yes, the 6th region, okay? That's what it is. We have a government. Okay, so this is the African Union flag. This is all the countries in Africa. All the countries in Africa united. And also the continent over here and over here. Because Americans are the 6th region of the African Union. The 6th. So who shouts out the 6 all the time? I put a crown on the 6, right? Even Kendrick says something important. Robots are bad.